So, oddly enough, I found out cultural music helps purge parasites. Listening to the language of your ancestors purges parasites. If you're doing methylene blue, you also need to do red and blue light therapy, which is why I have colored lights everywhere. Otherwise, your dopamine receptors will be affected by the methylene blue. And so I have cultural music playing all the time. You can play Egyptian music, flute music, music from India, cultural music, Native American drumming and shamanic music. That also helps offload parasites. And so you cannot do just herbs. You need to be doing herbal remedies. I have my coffee tea mixture happening right here on a propane stove, which is what you need to be using, not electricity. And so I have a premix that has all of my herbs in it. It has a variety of mosses that I gathered from the forest. It has some mullein leaf ground up in there. And I run these things through a coffee grinder. I also have fruits of the earth in there. I have ginger powder in there. I have turmeric powder in there. It would be more potent if I added some cayenne pepper, but I'm not always wanting it, so I make sure to put these things on my food at least once a day if possible. I'm always trying to use some sort of a spice or herbal remedy. Italian seasoning, apple pie spice. I also have fruits of the earth, or this one is Health Force Vitamineral Earth. That goes into my coffee mixture. I have Maca Force. It is a chai mixture. That goes into my coffee mixture. I have Vitamineral Green. That has the dandelion root, marshmallow root. It has all of your essential green herbs in it. That goes into my coffee mixture. I have greens. This one has echinacea in it, so I don't actually use this one very much because with being HIV positive, it makes the virus flare up, and so I will scientifically remedy that eventually. And so you want to be using garlic powder. You want to be using cryo greens. You want to be using Bavarian herbal bitters. You want to be using activated charcoal. You want to be using organic superfood greens, and this has lion's mane, moringa, and stinging nettle in it, which all are pertinent. Like, all of this is pertinent for parasite detox. And then I have green superfoods. You also want to start taking probiotics, acidophilus, curry powder mixed with the turmeric actually makes for good seasoning. You also want, let's see, this has this isn't the one, but things like this work that have the herbal remedies in it and the pepper in it. I think I took all of the other one that I had that I was taking. But like the ginger, paprika, all of these peppers that we save for holidays, we're supposed to be using them all the time. Dates and figs with our mixed nuts. We want to be using spirulina, blue-green algae, Italian seasoning, nutmeg, cilantro, even CBD oils. There's all of these things that our grandmothers spiced everything up with that we no longer use. And so it's time to get back into ancient ways, modernize it, yes, but it's time to get back into ancient ways so that we can be a healthy society again. Rosemary is huge. You can actually make your own rosemary oil that you can combat parasites with. I use gentian violet with bentonite clay and diatomaceous earth. The diatomaceous earth doesn't have any special packaging. It's just white powder, and it's tasteless, odorless. You don't know you had it, but your parasites do. I also have mushroom. This one is lion's mane and rhodiola combination, and then this one is cordyceps and schisandra. Any kind of mushroom supplement is going to help because our ancestors gathered these things daily for for fresh food every day, which is technically what we're supposed to be doing. That's just not the lifestyle that any of us live anymore. And so I am finding ways to incorporate these things into my daily life. The other thing you want to do is you want to use baking soda. You want to be putting these things in glass jars. We are going to be having a mouse problem. If you don't already, mice are coming our way. We're all about to have problems. pH water. I don't know why any water is coming without pH level in it, including our tap water. Our tap water is supposed to have pH in it. And what they're doing is they're stripping it of all nutrients. There is no minerals and no nutrients in your water, especially tap water. So you can get a variety of herbal teas. This one is sweet cinnamon. I also have a turmeric cinnamon one. Orange spice. Turns out parasites are not fond of citrus. I have it's sealed up. Green maca. Get as much herbal teas as you can and drink them every day. There's also peppermint. Like organic is better, but whatever you can afford to get. I have the ginger turmeric tea. I have plantain root. You can't see it. I have plantain root, and I grind this up and put it in my coffee mixture as well. The more I can pack into one beverage, the better. And really, if you add some honey and some almond milk, oat milk, rice milk, coconut milk, then you don't even know. Try to stay away from whole dairy products. because turns out that's not so good for you. I have my pine needles and what they call a kinnikinnick in this jar. I don't like. I put this special plastic over top so that the herbs can breathe and so that they don't rot or mold after I dry them out. There's also lemon balm. There's juniper berry. I'm not sure if the gunsight tea works the same. Then the sigmatic mushroom elixir with chaga. And it's got a variety in it. So the more of these that you can do, the better off you will be towards purging your parasites. You also want to, you can drink grapefruit juice, but it's got sugar in it that this grapefruit does not have. So you're better off buying the whole fruit and eating that instead of buying juice. And this is where, if you reach for what is easy, you can actually work against your parasite purge. You want organic, unprocessed honey. This one right here is Rocky Mountain honey that has, it's raw and unfiltered. You want molasses, blackstrap molasses is better. You can also use agave and stevia for sweeteners. I just picked these up today. I'm not totally sure about these because they are the easy route, but this has magnesium and vitamins in it, which I'm not getting enough of in my diet every day. So you also want something rather than nothing. And so I have the B complex with the pomegranate. Again, the whole fruit is better than an alternative. And then electrolytes. A lot of us, we're drinking water, but because it's been stripped, it does not have the nutrients in it that we think it does. And oh, here it is. I also drink a lot of coconut water because we're actually not drinking enough fluids like we're supposed to be. And so Sue Bee honey also has well, I'll bet this has been processed. It says pure honey, it says premium, but I'll bet it's not raw and unfiltered like the other one. I'll bet the FDA has stripped it of all its goodness, which is what's been happening on the planet, or like, especially in America. If the FDA approved it, odds are it had everything stripped from it. Beets, they purify your blood. There's all sorts of things that we are supposed to be intaking, but we do not because accessibility is not there. I am doing this off of $200 per month. I think they just raised my food stamp level to $244. But I only get like less than $900 per month. And so I am trying to make it work with very little. I'm also disabled. So physically, I'm not able to do what I really need to do for offloading the parasites. In gathering my own herbs, I was not able to last summer because I almost died from the parasite overload that I had. They had me by my brain. They basically had started eating away my brain. And so the other thing you are going to want to chase them out of your central nervous system and your brain is psychedelics, my friend. And so, diatomaceous earth looks like this. It is just a white powder, and I'll bet a person could use it just like flour. Flax, chia seed, get away from anything instant and quick. I do shrimp with the head on because whatever it is about having it as close to natural as possible, cooking all of that together. I don't eat the head. I probably could, but I'm not going to. But cooking it with the head on actually brings out more nutrients than if I buy it without the head attached. Again, if you go the easy route, it works against you. So I also have hops flour, clove. Clove is one of the biggest things that parasites do not like. I need to put it with my coffee mixture because I did not get that into my coffee mixture. And then this is vervain, lemon balm, lavender, and rose petals. It makes a delicious tea. And then, of course, you want wormwood, and it looks like this. Basically, anything organic, herbal, and spiced, you cannot go wrong. Another thing people need to introduce is miso soup into their diet. Why miso soup? Because it's fermented, the right kind of fermented, not alcohol fermented. And that helps you get your body back into a pH, as well as it helps the candida and the yeast that is growing in our systems from all the processed foods. This kind of tea, it's good as well. It's a mushroom herbal tea with samplers in it. Tremella tulsi, turkey tail astragalus, chaga ashwagandha, reishi, eleuthero, lion's mane, rhodiola, cordyceps, schisandra. It's essentially the same as the others, only it's in a tea bag. So it doesn't get all the sludge into your cup. I mean, it does a little bit, but not as much. You also want Celtic sea salt. There's also Himalayan pink sea salt. You want both. You want to be rotating through these items so that you are effectively attacking all parasites, because they've mutated by now. After 2020, being isolated for 2020 made our parasites mutate as though we were sitting petri dishes in a science lab. And so I actually got this at our Farm and Ranch store, and it is a probiotic dispersible powder, multi-species for all species. And I can actually add this into my protein shake and don't even know the difference. But it gets a probiotic into our system in multiple ways. There's also taco seasoning. There's all sorts of actually simple ways. Garlic and pepper seasoning. You want to avoid anything that has sugar in it, because sugars attract parasites. And so there are all sorts of actually simple things that we can be doing to offload parasites. We just don't know how. We just don't know the information. And so the other thing I do is I do these salmon burgers. They're at Kroger for $10. I'm single, so one burger goes a long ways. Then this package is only $10 again at Kroger, And it goes a long ways because, again, it's just me. There's also frozen fruits. Wintertime, it's hard to get fresh fruit sometimes. But there's all sorts of things that we should be doing that we could be doing that we're not. I also have tea mixed up. I take my leftover tea mixtures and I put it on my dog's food or in their water. They don't necessarily like it, but it helps combat their parasites while I'm combating mine. And it prevents things from going to waste. And so you will also be wanting to do a cabbage mixture that will help offload parasites. I also do pico salsa. I add this to my meal. Just a spoonful helps season the meal. Pickles will help. This is the Korean chili paste. This is the miso soup that I have access to. And I love sour cream, and so I've had to find an alternative. And this pure coconut, it's supposed to be a yogurt. It's organic, creamy, dairy-free. It is plant-based and probiotic. It is in the yogurt section, so it's not necessarily a sour cream, but it works like one. However, I have steered away from potatoes. I still like to use it on other things. And so these are some of the changes that I have made. Also, oatmeal, you can use oatmeal as a binder. If you're using gentian violet or diatomaceous earth or methylene blue, and I get the 5% because you get more power and only need like less drops but more power. So you want a binder, activated charcoal and bentonite clay together in a smoothie to help with what the parasites are going to be releasing, because as you use the methylene blue and the gentian violet on the parasite die-off releases toxins that can cause a Herxheimer's reaction that could actually kill you. And so I don't say this to scare you, but I say this because people need to be using it with caution. And having the binder to help get the toxins out of your system is going to be pertinent to not hurting yourself during a parasite detox. And again, go the good old-fashioned way. It actually tastes better than your modern-day electric percolator. I don't know if it's better than an espresso machine, but for me, the smell of it percolating while I'm waiting for it to be done, actually it does something to the system, and it does chase out the parasites. While I'm prepping anti-parasitic foods, the parasites can read your mind and they know what's coming, so they tend to head for the exit before you even sit down to eat dinner. But they also know you're putting food in your belly. And if you've been on a parasite detox as long as I have been on, I've been on one for over a year. I started September of 2025. Yeah, September of 2025. I got rid of the human parasites. I was doing tarot card readings, and parasites kept coming up. So I said goodbye to all my friends and people that were parasitic, and turns out it was much more than that. Turns out I too had parasites. I am at the end of my parasite detox. So after this, well, I am now on what is called a Genesis program, and that's where I utilize different foods to rebuild myself on a molecular level. And that's why the seaweed diet, that's why the spirulina and the herbs, it's no longer, the parasites are extracting themselves. It's no longer about the extraction, but about the rebuild. And so all of these foods are pertinent, and it will be important for me to get rid of any temptations, as well as find new things that I can snack on. I have dehydrated onions. I have made my own pumpkin seeds. I have dehydrated beets and carrots, pineapples, strawberries. I've dehydrated a lot of different things, and that is my snack foods. For a while, I was angry because food is like the flavor. You miss the flavors of things, but I also know that once I stay away from things for a while, I lose the flavor for that. I used to love mac and cheese. I used to love Velveeta cheese, and I've lost the flavor for these things. So my options are slim. There was all sorts of conspiracies about the foods going off the shelves. Well, the irony in that is that it was the opposite for me. The food was on the shelves, but I couldn't have any of it because it's all filled with sugar. And so the food on the shelves absolutely has to change. Turns out our laundry soap, all of the chemicals and perfumes in that attract parasites and viruses to us. So we think we're clean. We think we're doing good for ourselves, when by going with the flow of the rest of society, we're actually harming ourselves. And this is why you have to do things differently than everybody else, and learn to like it. Learn to make it fun. Learn to be creative with it. So I hope this helps for the people working on parasite detox. The other food that is good for your parasite detox is good old-fashioned popcorn. No, this is not in glass. It's in plastic, but I have what I have. It's about keeping the mice out of my things. And so you can cook this on the stovetop a whole lot easier than what you think. And so you just put it in a pan with a little tablespoon of coconut oil or olive oil. You can use pesto or different things mixed in with it. And you can actually learn to get pretty creative with the popcorn, making it the old-fashioned way on the stove. And so I'll bet you the Native Americans used clay pots on an open fire. But these are different ways in which you can combat your parasites that are low cost and effective. For those that are interested, my mom makes colon cleanse capsules that have turkey rhubarb, senna, cascara sagrada, Cape aloe, slippery elm, barberry, black walnut, garlic, Oregon grapefruit, golden seal, lobelia, fennel, yellow dock, valerian root, pau d'arco, charcoal, cat's claw, ginger, and cayenne. These are anti-parasitic, but if you are stopped up, odds are you have parasites. If you are constipated, odds are it's parasites. But either way, this is not going to hurt you like a prescription drug. Should the diagnosis be wrong, this is still the right thing to take. So The other thing that is good is milk thistle seed. The other thing about milk thistle is that it is good for an anti-inflammatory. All of these herbs are good for whatever is ailing you. If you have inflammatory, no, it doesn't work like a pain pill, but if you are taking these things routinely, then you don't have the same pain. It's not your pain tolerance that goes down, it is the pain that goes down. And most likely the reason why the pain goes down is because you're losing parasites when you take these things. Once upon a time, my mom had loaded me up on herbs, and I didn't see the significance in all the things that she was giving me. Fortunately, I did not throw them out. I had them when I had my parasite outbreak. And so being afraid for your life, because people were trying to kill me, so being afraid for your life will cause your parasites to erupt and will cause you to have problems, especially if it goes unchecked or unmaintained. Medical doctors, they don't know how to treat this. They don't know how to cure this problem. And so if you go into a medical doctor with a parasite outbreak, odds are they will not touch you, but also you need to know the prescription medications that they're giving you only puts your parasites back to sleep. It does not actually offload them. And so for in your ears, here's garlic ear oil. I can get some if people want it. So let me know in the comments or email me, message me, auraliaskyfire@gmail.com. And these bottles are $20 a piece, and you can take 2 capsules before bed, or you can take 2 capsules 3 times a day, or you can take them whenever you think about it. The good part about these things is technically you really can't overdose. If you overdose, it's because you're trying to. So I hope this is helpful for people. Again, contact me if you are needing any herbal remedies. Like, subscribe, comment down below, or comment, I guess the comments are down below, because this helps my channel grow. Eventually I'll be set up for donations, but right now I'm just trying to get the message out. So have a good day.